3 reasons why living in Japan just feels right. First, some McDonald's locations in Japan installed special exercise bike tables where customers can pedal while enjoying burgers and fries, and they even let you charge your phone as you cycle. It's a great way to improve your cardio and not feel guilty about munching on that burger. Next, Japan has dustbins which are equipped with artificial intelligence. It recognizes what you throw away, whether it be plastic, glass, or food waste, and automatically separates them so you don't have to guess which bin to use. And finally, if you visit the Moomin Cafe in Japan, they never let you sit alone. If you end up coming by yourself, they'll place a large Moomin plushie in front of you so you have company while eating Moomin-themed food. Would you visit this cafe? First, in Japan, they train kids how to save lives. Starting from elementary school, Japanese kids learn CPR as part of their curriculum. They practice what to do if someone collapses, from calling emergency services to giving chest compressions. Next, Korea has robot cafes where robots whisk matcha with precise movements that look almost human. And it even cleans up by itself. You can then add the matcha and some ice-cold milk to drink a super tasty matcha latte. And finally, Japan is so safe that you can see kids taking the morning train all by themselves. Children are taught from a young age to do things without help from their parents so that they can be ready for the world, which is awesome.
First, Japan has portable paper hand soap which comes in different colorful containers, and it's super easy to use. Just take a piece and lather on your hand with a bit of water, so you can use it anytime and anywhere you want. Next, Japan has a really convenient way to pour sauce on your food. This tool allows you to pour jam and butter without using a knife or tearing apart the packet, which makes the process super simple. And finally, this is a human washing machine which scans your mood and skin type and blasts you clean, so say goodbye to normal showers. First, Japan has benches which can charge your phone while you sit. They run entirely on solar power, and it doesn't cost a single dollar to charge them, so you can charge your phone while resting on the bench. Next, Japan made a container where the yogurt doesn't stick onto the lid. It bounces right off, so there's absolutely no mess at all when you take it out. It has a special lid coating, so nothing sticks to it. No mess, no waste, just clean perfection. And finally, Japan made a way for you to have fun while you pee. These high-tech urinals have built-in screens that let you play games while using your pee as the controller. For example, in this game, the more you pee, the more this lady will try to hold onto her skirt, and the wind gets more intense as you feel the urge to pee more. It sounds a bit gross, but trust me, it's extremely fun. First, in South Korea, public bathrooms have stick soap. Instead of a typical soap dispenser, you'll see a bar of soap attached to a metal stick coming straight out of the wall. All you have to do is grab the bar and rub it directly to lather your hands. It's pretty awesome, but it definitely catches people off guard from how strange it looks. Next, Japan has an underground parking system for your bike. Instead of parking it on the street, you first scan the system with a card containing your bike's unique ID. Then, the machine opens up and stores your bicycle in an underground system, so you don't have to worry about someone stealing it. And finally, Korea has a pretty unique way to dry your umbrellas. All you have to do is put your wet umbrella in this special compartment, and the machine dries it up in a matter of seconds. And the icing on the cake is that they're usually free of charge. At number 3, if you look at the people on stairs in Japan, you'll notice that they always stick to one side. During rush hour, things can get chaotic. That's why everyone stays to the left. This ensures that no one is pushing each other and everything keeps moving smoothly. Next, in Korea, these pink seats are empty, even during rush hour, but these seats are actually exclusively reserved for pregnant women. And what's amazing is that no one sits there. People would rather stand for an hour than take that spot, because in Korea, it's all about respect. Next, Japan has taken Kit Kat to a whole new level. There are over 400 flavors of Kit Kat, from matcha green tea to baked sweet potato to even soy sauce. And there's even a wasabi Kit Kat, which sounds weird, but it's surprisingly good. Which flavor would you try first? Did you know that there's a secret island in Japan where cats outnumber humans 6-1? Welcome to Aoshima, also known as Cat Island, a tiny fishing village where cats rule the streets. It used to have over 9,000 residents, but now there's only 10 people living on the island. But the cats are over 100 and still growing. It all started when fishermen brought cats to control mice. But as Japan's fishing industry declined and younger people moved to cities, the people of Aoshima slowly disappeared. The cats, however, stayed and took over. The remaining locals treat the cats like family. They give them names, feed them daily, and even build tiny cat shelters. This place is paradise if you're a cat lover, so subscribe if you'd visit here.
First, Japan has an upside-down train called the Chibi Urban Monorail. It doesn't have any wheels or driver, so it's fully automatic. You glide silently above the streets with a bird's-eye view of Japan below you. And it's so smooth, people forget they're hanging from the sky. Second, Japan made a sunscreen that feels like air conditioning for your skin. It's a cool UV spray that instantly cools you down while protecting you from the sun. And all you do is spray it on and it dries in seconds. No no sticky mess, no white cast. And finally, Japan's trains get really crowded, so much that people have a hard time fitting in. That's why Japan has dedicated train pushers that help pack people into rush hour trains so the doors can actually close. And despite how it looks, it's done pretty respectfully.
First, in Japan, there's a machine which cleans your water bottle for you. Simply place your bottle and cap at the designated area and close the lid, and you can see how the washer works, spraying from within, which is super cool. It even cleans itself each time a water bottle is washed. Next, Japan is the safest country in the world, but if you leave your umbrella outside, chances are someone will steal it. So Japan has umbrella lockers which are free to use. Slide your umbrella in, turn the key, and you're good to go. And finally, Japan has the cleanest streets in the world. This is because everyone sweeps up the streets, even the locals. Even if they didn't litter, they clean it up anyways because it's the right thing to do, because it's not about getting paid, it's about respect for the country. First, Japan invented a spray that's basically a human car wash. It works in two modes. First, you switch to soap mode, and it sprays a soft, foamy lather all over your body. Then, flip it to water mode, and it rinses you clean like a mini shower. Second, Japan has sneaker washing machines. You first pop your dirty sneakers in the washing machine and insert a coin. The detergent is already included. After it's done cleaning, you put the wet sneakers in the microwave to dry them, and your shoes come out brand as new. Next, Japan has a bus that also functions as a train. With a push of a button, the steel train wheels fall down and it becomes a rail vehicle, which saves time, fuel, and space. First, Japan has a machine that takes hand washing to a new level. It disinfects your smartphone with a deep UV light while you wash your hands. The ring light stays on for 30 seconds while you properly wash your hands. And once you're done, the phone pops back up, so you got a clean phone for your clean hands. Next, Japan has a self-closing lid for your jam jar. Just put the lid on the top and it does your work for you, keeping the jam fresh. And finally, Japan has a device for blowing on your food so you don't have to do it yourself. It's called Nekojita Fufu, and you turn it on by pressing its tail and it clips onto your hot food. It then starts blowing, and it even has different blowing modes like it's trying to act like a real cat. First, Japan has vending machines where they make fresh hot pizza in just 5 minutes. You first have to insert cash, and a robotic oven inside heats and bakes the pizza from scratch. You can even see the pizza while it's being made, with a timer to see how long it's gonna take. It then comes out through the pizza slot, and they even provide a bag with a pizza cutter and napkins. And it doesn't just look good, it is super tasty as well. Next, there are textured platforms with yellow lines and bumps that blind people can use to avoid obstacles and navigate safely, which is super convenient. And finally, you might spot Japanese workers pointing at nothing and talking to themselves in public, which might look weird, but what they're actually doing is pointing at signs and switches and alerting other workers, which reduces careless mistakes by over 80%. Isn't that amazing? First, Japan has self-heating lunchboxes where you don't need to put it in the microwave. Inside the box is a special heating pad filled with quicklime, also known as calcium oxide. When you pull the string, water mixes with it, causing a chemical reaction. You then wait around 5 minutes and they're ready to eat. They're fresh and you can eat it anywhere you want. Next, Japan has restaurants where you can buy a whole meal with a single coin. It's called the one-coin lunch, and for just 500 yen, you can get rice, meat, salad, even miso soup. It's popular with students, office workers, and budget travelers because it's delicious and insanely affordable. And finally, Japan has a mini bank where there are tiny chairs and counters just for kids, where parents aren't allowed inside. Kids can open accounts, deposit money, and even earn interest on their savings. This is to teach financial independence from a young age without depending on adults. This is the scariest town in Japan. It's called Fukusaki, and it's the birthplace of Kunio Yanagita, considered the father of Japanese folklore studies. All around town, you'll see statues of yokai, which are supernatural creatures peeking from bushes, climbing out of canals, or hiding behind the walls. And when night falls, locals say you can hear their mysterious sounds, which is pretty spooky. Even the benches are shaped like these legendary figures, making the whole town a unique attraction. They also hold yokai festivals, where locals and tourists wear yokai costumes and parade through the streets. So hit that subscribe button if you're brave enough to explore the land of yokai. Japan is the safest country in the world, but if you leave a transparent umbrella outside, chances are when you come back for it, it's probably gone. Because they all look the same, and it's cheap, so they don't think you mind. At number 2 is sushi plates on conveyor belts in the airport. At first, you might think it's a funny prank, but it's there to show you that the conveyor belt has completed one full loop, which is pretty clever. And at number 3 is finger gloves. Japan hands out finger gloves in restaurants designed to cover your thumb and index finger so you don't dirty your hands with grease while eating. Which one did you like the most? Tell us in the comments. In Japan, when you buy a book, they wrap it in paper right at the register. They do this because they respect your privacy, so if you're reading something personal, no one is judging you. It even keeps the book clean. Next, in Japan, baggage scales are flat on the ground so you don't have to lift your heavy suitcases like they do in normal airports. Next, there are bottles where you can drink jelly instead of water. It's called Mizuyoken, and it's water, but with a jelly texture. And it's a lifesaver for seniors and hospital patients who have trouble swallowing regular liquids. In Japan, they have moving platforms to create a smooth, step-free entry into the train. It's specially designed for wheelchair users and those with mobility issues, proving that Japan puts its people first. Next, Japan has refrigerators that open both ways instead of only from one side, which is better for easy access. You can't open it from both sides at the same time though. And at last, this is a coin holder that keeps every Japanese coin perfectly organized, so you don't have trouble searching for a specific coin.